Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a while since I actually sat down and filmed, and it's good to be back. What I thought we would do today is just talk about some new makeup that I have purchased in the last few weeks. This isn't necessarily a review, it's really just showing what has tickled my pickle and made me actually put the dollars out to buy these things. I have quite a few products to talk about, so let's just do this. Alright, so some of these products I've now had for a few weeks. Others are still in the box because they just arrived today. I do have some other recent purchases en route to me, but I almost always have something en route to me, so if I waited for everything to arrive, we'd be waiting indefinitely. So we're going to talk about what I actually have on the table in front of me now. First up, let's dive into Stila. This is a fairly new release for them. This is one of their vivid and vibrant eyeshadow duos in the shade Garnet. And there is what it looks like here. So one side is more of a satin finish, the other side is a little bit more glittery in texture. I had high hopes for these. They released a few different jewel tones. There was a green, a purple, blue, and a couple other colors I can't remember. And they looked so vibrant in the pictures, and they're really not that vibrant, and they're okay. Like, they're a solid, 7 out of 10. I would not go out and repurchase any more of them, but I didn't dislike them enough to the point to return them. This one here, the satin finish, performs a lot better than the glittery one. The glitter one does lead to a ton of fallout. Even when you use a setting spray and a primer on your lid, the glitter just kind of rains down throughout the day, and by the end of the day, my cheeks were nice and blingy, but my eyelids not so much. So they're ho-hum. I think there's better on the market. I'm kind of disappointed by the fact that Stila put these out, because typically I am impressed with the quality of their products, but these ones, I mean, they're pigmented, they're not terrible, but they're too fussy for my liking. I'm going to revise my earlier statement. I would say they're a 6 out of 10, maybe not a 7, so not a ringing endorsement, but if there's a color you really love, they're not terrible, we'll put it that way. Do you want to stick with eyeshadows or jump around? Jump around, jump around, jump up, get down. Sorry about that. Let's stick with eyeshadows. I've talked about this one briefly before. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. First of all, I love minis. I love the price point on them. I love that, frankly, they're just a bit more user-friendly. You've only got 5 shadows, so you don't get overwhelmed with a ton of different variety and options. And these ones perform nicely. I don't have any of her larger palettes, so I can't really say, apples to apples kind of deal. I do have one of her regular sized 5-pan, and these perform every bit as well as those ones do, but the really big palettes, like the original Lila, I don't have that. I just can't cough up the money for that kind of shenanigans. But this one here, and then there are the shades on the back of my hand. The mattes are lovely. This nice shimmery shade here is absolutely gorgeous. Again, a nice highlighting shade over here. And for only having 5 colors in it, I find that there is a fair amount of diversity in here, and you can get quite a few looks out of it considering it is only 5 shades. Executive decision, I am going to jump around in terms of product category, so let's talk a couple lip products. Both of them are from Anastasia Beverly Hills. They recently had a buy one get one free through Sephora, so I did. And the shades that I picked up, one is Ashton and the other is American Doll. So American Doll and Ashton. And I really did not think that I was going to enjoy Ashton as much as I did when I swatched it in stores, because it is a very yellow-based brown, which just doesn't sound like it's going to be flattering, but once it dries down, it's actually a really nice nudish, neutrally, I don't know the difference between a nude and a neutral. Is there a difference? I don't know. It's a nice flattering brown. which shocked the hell out of me, but there it is. Another lip product that I recently picked up, more out of curiosity than anything else, is one of the Lo-Fi lip mousses from Urban Decay. This one is in the shade Noise, and it's just a nice pinky kind of purpley shade, fuchsia. I don't know how to describe that. There it is there. So here's how the packaging works. So obviously a little clamshell-y type thing. It opens up and ejects a little applicator that you can then just run along and apply, and there's a mirror in there as well. It is a very moussey texture. It's not a powder, it's not a gel, it doesn't feel like lip balm. It kind of just feels like there's a lipstick melted down in there, really. It's got excellent color payoff, and there it is. It is as lightweight as it gets once it's applied to your lips. Like you cannot feel it at all. It will transfer a bit, but it does have a nice staining effect as well. So I'm kind of torn on this product because I like the way it feels. I like that it's a nice matte finish without being drying in the least. Like it really is weightless. There is nothing on your lips once you apply it. You can't feel it. But for practicality's sake, this is a pain in the ass to carry around with you. I do like that the little thing like spits out and just lives in there, but it is kind of difficult to get it on there. This would be great if it was angled, and then you could just, like I don't know what I'm saying. If it was angled, it would be easier because you could just hold it up, press it down, and away you go. This way you kind of have to run it around, and it's not the most intuitive thing, but I do like that it's housed in there so you don't have to use your finger because it does stain quite a bit. And then it's got the nice mirror in there as well. Again, I don't dislike it to the point of returning it, but I don't know that I would necessarily reach for this, especially if I was like going out somewhere to like a wedding or something like that. This would just be a little bit too fussy for me. But as like a purse lipstick, we all have a purse lipstick, right? Like a lipstick that just lives in your purse and that's there in a pinch when you need it. This is a good option because it does have everything you need. It's got an applicator and the mirror right there, and away you go. Back to the land of eyeshadows. Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. I did not buy the entire vault. I do have one of the other ones on its way to me from Ulta as well. I can't remember what the palette name is. This one is not printed on here. Oh, yes it is. Armed and Gorgeous. There are the shades in it there. I used to be a big fan of Jaclyn Hill. I credit her fully for getting me into makeup. I think she is a lot different than she was when she first began YouTube. Fair enough. We all change, we all evolve, we all grow. Fair enough. However, I miss the days of her doing her makeup in basically her like closet or her kitchen or living room, or where she did it in various spots throughout her house, and she had crappy lighting, and you know, TV was usually going on in the background, and there was people walking back and forth, and you felt like you were hanging out with a friend who was far better at makeup than you were. I miss those days. I miss when big quote-unquote YouTubers were all about the makeup. I miss the days before discount codes, before, frankly, Morphe came along, and I don't want to use the word revolutionized because that sounds a little bit more positive than how I feel about it, but before they came in and really changed the game, I feel like the discount codes really did mark a change in the atmosphere, if you will. It became more about sales and pushing your discount code and pushing products that you may or may not actually stand behind. And I think that has led to a lot of credibility issues in the beauty community. And then the amount of money that that has generated, particularly for these massive influencers. And by that I mean, you know, million plus, 3 million plus subscribers, way up there, with exceptions. There are certainly exceptions. There are still people who have 1 million plus subscribers who I trust implicitly. But there are a vast number more that I don't. And I think a lot of the drama that is arising, I don't even want to just say recently, because yes, there has been recent shenanigans, if you will, but it rears its ugly head time and time again. It's just different players and different scenarios. But I think, I don't know, but I think a lot of that is based on money hunger and power struggles and social climbing and clawing your way to the top at the expense of others and at the expense of your own integrity. And I'm not just speaking about Jaclyn Hill. This is not a social commentary channel. I am not about the drama. Frankly, I don't watch a lot of big YouTubers anymore because I don't give a shit about drama. I'm a family lawyer. I am surrounded by drama every day of my life. I don't need to be watching it in my downtime, especially over pettiness, really. So, at any rate, I did buy, obviously, 2 of the palettes. I was curious, I wanted to review, I wanted to give you guys my actual opinions on the shadows themselves from an unbiased standpoint. Clearly, I am not on Morphe's radar. I do not have a discount code. It does not matter to me one bit whether you buy this, don't buy it, buy all 4 of them. I have no horse in the race, so I will have a review coming. I am going to wait for the other one to arrive, and then I will do a combined review of the 2 of them. I have no interest in buying all 4, but I figure if I buy half of the vault, it gives enough information for you to determine whether or not it's something you want to put your money towards. So there it is. It arrived shortly before I left on holidays, so I haven't played around with it yet. Moving on. Let's talk about some of the stuff that arrived today, because I'm super excited about it. One is the Dior Backstage foundation. I just dropped it. Thank God for plastic bottles, not glass. Nice sleek packaging. I do have like an itty bitty little sample of it, and I love it. I love the way it feels on my skin. I love the finish of it. It's sort of a cream to like powder kind of finish. I just really like it. It's different from any other foundation that I have in my collection, and I'm quite excited about. I don't know what that was. I'm quite excited about it. When I opened it before, it got a little bit messy, but this is what the top of it looks like. Stop focusing on me. So no pump required, you just squeeze out what you need and away you go. It just kind of squirted up a little bit the first time I opened it, so I'm gonna just have to wash that off, but I'm excited about that one. The other one that I'm also very excited about is from Becca, and this is the Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base. I have 4 of the deluxe size samples because I love it so much. I bought this smaller size that they offer. So there's a ½ ounce and a full ounce. The ½ ounce is $22. The full ounce is like $46. So it doesn't make any sense to buy the full one when you could just buy 2 of these. I didn't buy 2, I only bought 1, but at any rate, economics. I'm getting out of breath, I'm so excited about makeup. Has a nice little pump. With this one here, I'll show you on the sample one that I have. Give it a nice little shake. It is very liquidy. It's got a little bit of a tint to it when it comes out. That's what it looks like there. There's really no scent to it at all, but again, it's got that like liquid to powder kind of finish. And a lot of the time, I just wear this. It has a nice blurring effect. That tint isn't super obvious once it's swatched out. It's got sort of a, I'd say like a satin finish. It's not a pure matte, I wouldn't say, but it just looks like skin. and I just enjoy that on its own some days instead of adding foundation on top of it, just to help smooth everything over a little bit, just to oomph it up a touch, but I'm happy about that. Julius Place recently had a 40% off sale, and I picked up the Magic Mini, and there are the shadows in there, and I'm very excited to play around with this. I love Julius Place shadows. They are top-notch. Finally, Suva Beauty recently had a buy one get one free sale. That shit gets me every time, and this is the result of it. Well, I already had this one and this one, so 6 were the result of it. Let's do a couple swatcheroos. Their matte shadows are good, but their shimmer shadows, they're so good. So here's just a little selection of the shadows there. So matte, a shimmer, and another matte. Like, hello, you're beautiful. Get on my eyeballs. So just self-reflecting, there's nothing from the drugstore in here, and I think, because I don't buy a lot of stuff from the drugstore anymore, the prices at the drugstore aren't that much different than the prices at Sephora. L'Oreal, you're charging like 25 bucks for foundation. That's kind of crazy. So check yourself, really. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.